Good Monday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another video. As you see, I'm down in my second set, and it's the end of the month. So, I get to bring you my November book haul. So, as I explained in my last book haul, I did cut ties with Book of the Month. So, you won't see any more Book of the Month boxes. Some of these book hauls will be brief, and I probably won't do as much anymore because I have quite a bit to do. So let's get started with some Amazon pickups. And the first book I want to show off is a sequel to Camp Slaughter by Sergio Gomez. This is Halloween Slaughter. So, obviously, this takes place around Halloween, and I haven't read the first one yet, but it's much shorter. This one's a beast. And what I know about it, it's about like this family of cannibals that stalk these teenagers. So apparently there's going to be a Halloween party, and it's going to be brutal and very, very gory. So I definitely can't wait to get to this. That was Halloween Slaughter. And the next book I got from Amazon is also a new release. This one came out, I want to say like the end of September, and the synopsis really hooked me. And I heard that this book is like very, very depressing. This book is Ghost Eaters. And definitely an awesome cover. Probably one of my favorite covers that I have. But this is about a woman who lost her boyfriend from college. Apparently he OD'd. So she tries everything to communicate with him in the afterlife. So she takes a drug called Ghost, which does that. So this sounds a little bit like Flatliners to me. So it's definitely going to be a very, very heavy novel about addiction and grief. So, yeah. And it's not all that long either. And I actually opened this up, and I actually got a signed copy from the author. So it was pretty cool to see that. But I also forgot to mention that this is the same author of Whisper Down the Lane, which I do also have, but I never got a chance to get to it yet. So these two are definitely going to be on my list for next year. And I really, really do want to read this one because it sounds really good. So these are the two books from Amazon. Let's move on to Barnes & Noble. And here's some books. The book I'm currently reading, and I'm hoping to actually finish today, I'm on page 200 of 264. This is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. And I'm reading this for my Intro to Fiction class. And this is the story about a young black girl who was married to like a white man in 1976. But one day she traveled through time back to 1819 to save a white boy from drowning. So it's a very solid narrative. And every time, like, the little boy is in trouble, she goes back to that time to save him. But I am really enjoying this one. It really doesn't feel like sci-fi because it's more of like a literary historical fiction. But I am really enjoying this and I can't wait to finish it tonight. That was Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. Next are three shorter novels that I got on a display at Barnes and Noble, and all these are under 200 pages. So I'm going to show off All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Maria Remarque, and this is a World War One historical fiction novel, and I'm gonna go ahead and read the back of this because I am really not sure of what it's actually about. But Netflix just released a movie like the end of October, and I really do want to watch it. But I'm gonna read the back of it. I am young. I am 20 years old. Yet I know nothing of life but despair, death, fear, and fatuous superficiality cast over an abyss of sorrow. This is the testament of Paul Baumer, who enlists with his classmates in the German army during World War I. They become soldiers with youthful enthusiasm, but the world of duty, culture, and progress they had been taught breaks in pieces under the first bombardment in the trenches. Through years of vivid horror, Paul holds fast to a single vow: to fight against the principle of hate that meaninglessly pits young men of the same generation but different uniforms against one another. If only he can come out of the war alive. So I guarantee you this is going to be a very, very brutal, realistic novel. So I definitely can't wait to read it. Like I said, it's not even 200 pages. That was All Quiet on the Western Front. Next book I want to show off is a way different novel. This is kind of like more of a YA novel. The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. And this is his first novel. And this is about a young teenager named Charlie and his struggles with high school. So he's very shy and he's very hard. He makes it very hard for himself to make friends. So I think this is basically letters telling about him possibly committing suicide or something. I heard it's a really, really heartfelt novel, and I definitely want to read it. Again, not that long, but that was The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And that final book I got on that display was All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy. And this actually won the National Book Award. So I'm going to read the back of it. All the Pretty Horses. The first volume of the Border Trilogy tells of young John Grady Cole, the last of a long line of Texas ranchers. Across the border, Mexico beckons. Beautiful and desolate, rugged and cruelly civilized. With two companions, he sets off on an idyllic, sometimes comic adventure to a place where dreams are paid for in blood. So, sounds like a Western to me, and I definitely want to get into some Cormac McCarthy next year. So moving on. Next book I want to show off is actually a horror classic, very, very popular, Dracula by Bram Stoker. And we all know the story behind this. It's about this man who goes to Dracula's castle and goes for like an interview, but Dracula takes over Transylvania and he starts turning women into his brides. So I've never read this. I really do want to. It might happen like throughout next year. But this is one of the 2 books that I have in this haul that are horror classics. Well, there's another book in here that is considered a horror classic, but not as big as the other book I'm going to show off. Anyway, that was Dracula by Bram Stoker. Moving right along. I got The Patient by Jasper DeWitt, and this is another shorter novel. And I listened to this on, whoa. Actually, I got it from Libby on audio last year, and I really did enjoy it. So I would definitely like to reread this at some time. But this basically focuses on like the most deranged patient of all time. So yeah, I'm definitely down for this to read again. That was The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. Got 2 more books, and that other book I want to show off that is part of horror literature is going to be Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And this tells a story of Dr. Victor Frankenstein reanimating a corpse. So, again, I've never read this or Dracula, and I am very interested in trying these. So, that was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And this is, of course, an updated version. It's not the 1818 text. I'm not that smart. No, but definitely a cover by also. Moving on to the final book, that is The Woman in Black by Susan Hill. And this one isn't as old as Dracula or Frankenstein. This was actually released in 1983. Whoa, I was way off. But yeah, a modern horror classic that had like one of the most underrated ghost stories. One of the most underrated haunted house movies, starring Daniel Radcliffe, and I really do enjoy that movie, and I definitely want to read the novel at some point. This novel is terrifying, or that movie was terrifying. I cannot, but we'll see if there is like a difference between the movie and the novella. And that concludes my November book haul. Not as much. Again, I'm kind of taking a break on like book buying because, my God. So, look out for more videos very soon. I'll have to decide on what to film. If I want to do like, I I'm thinking about doing a top 10 favorite Christmas movies video. That'd be fun. There'll definitely be an Avatar dual review because Avatar The Way of Water comes out. I also want to try and get to my top 10 movies of the year and top 10 books of the year. So December is going to be very, very busy for me, especially at work, finishing up this semester and bringing some videos to you guys. So look forward to more videos very soon. And my next video is going to be the movies I watched in November. So look out for that in the next day or two. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Adios. Peace.